It's where you can find things in the book. That's right. So you open it up to the table of contents, and you see what's in the table of contents of this book. And you can see things like parts of speech, pronunciation, guide, and then dictionary. And we're going to focus on the dictionary right now. And because of my favorite football team, we're going to look up a couple words. Anybody know what a read is? Other than a man who can get dominant in the defense and get interceptions? What's a read? Well, let's not tell him yet. Let's look up the word read in the dictionary. Now, Ed Reed, exactly. But read is also a word that we're going to look up in the dictionary.
Oh, like something that grows.
Shh! Everybody has to look it up first. We can't give away the secret. So confirm it, and then we'll see if it's right. So look up read. Now, the way this works, folks, is it's all alphabetical. First, you look for the R's in the dictionary. First, you look for the R's. I'm going to give you a help. I'm going to send you to page 260. That's going to put you on the right track. It's not going to get you to the page. Once you get to the R's, then you want to start looking for the R-E. Again, because it's not going to be in the R-A under rat. It's going to be under R-E for read. Now, we're not talking about reading like as in this. We're going to talk about... Can I write on this board right here? Okay, just like Ed Reed, exactly. And everybody knows how to spell Ed Reed because Ed Reed was the MVP of the game last week or the week before. Okay, so that's the word. Did everybody find it? Raise your hand when you find it. If you're having trouble, we're going to be looking at some words later. All right, if you're not there, take a look at page 267. Take a look at page 267. Help your friends find it. If you found it, point it out. Page 267. Everybody there? Okay, and on page 267, we go down halfway down the page, right here where my finger is. Right here. Okay, now, read it to yourself. Read it to yourself. Shh. Quietly. All right. So now when we look at that, we see a couple things. We see the word read right after it. Well, actually, that little symbol over the E means a long E, read. So that's how we pronounce it. We also see there that it's a noun, which means it's an object. It's not a verb, even though Ed Reed himself is a verb because he can dominate the game and jump around. Now, he's actually a noun too. But there's two types of definitions. There's not only one, there's two. And the one I like for Ed Reed is a tall, sturdy grass that grows in the water because Ed Reed is tall, sturdy, and dominant, and he's going to win and get us to the Super Bowl this year. Right, guys? Okay, so we've got Ed Reed. Go Reed. Now, let's look up my other favorite player, number 86. Anybody know who 86 is? Heap. That's right. So everybody look up Heap. Don't say it. It's H-E-A-P. So first letter we're looking for is the H. H-E-A-P. Heap. What page? Well, you gotta look, but it's going to be a lot earlier than the R's. All right, now I'm going to get you guys going on it. I'm not going to give you the page, but we're going to start at page 147. Start at page 147. If you found the word, help your friends find it. If you found a word, help. Now it's not on page 147. It's a couple pages after that. First you go to the H, then you go to the H-E, then you go to the H-E-A, and then you find heap. H-E-A-P. All right, if you haven't found it, it's on page 150 right at the top of the page. Everybody hold up your book and point to Heap. Todd Heap, number 86. He's going to get us a touchdown tomorrow, isn't he? We hope so. It's a pile of things. Who knew that a heap was a pile of things? Did you know? You all knew? All right, well then, okay, you guys wouldn't be all wise. Who knew what a read was? Oh, you guys are smart. Okay, who knows what this word is? And here we're going to take your board again. It's opus. Opus. No, not opus, the penguin, but that's really good. Now you're going to know what opus is. Everybody look up the word opus. You guys are so smart. We're going to test you. Now, as you look at this, because this is your book, when you get back to your home or your classroom, you can take a little pencil and you can check mark where the word is to show that you've looked it up. And then hopefully in a couple months you'll have all these words checked. Opus, O-P-U-S. Opus. So we're going to start at page 223. We're going to start at page 223 at Opal. Who'da thunk? You knew that? I tell you, kid. Did we ever find it? Okay, raise your hand if you found it. If you haven't found it, help the friend next to you. Help the friend next to you. All right. Oh, you got to dry a ways. Okay, cool. I'll use that for okay, that's good. All right. All right, we're going to have this man with the glasses. We're going to have him read to us what an opus is.
A great creative literary or musical work.
That's right. It's a great creative literary or musical work. And hopefully tomorrow we will see an opus from our coach Harbaugh when the Ravens play in the playoffs tomorrow. All right? So, enough of that. We've done enough words since we obviously know how to find up and look things up. Let's talk about other things, because this is a special dictionary, as I said earlier. Let's go back to that table of contents. Let's look up some other things. Now, I want everybody on this, just on this table of contents to find the Declaration of Independence, probably one of the best documents that this country has ever seen and probably the world. Tell me when you find it. Okay, everybody yell out what page it's on. Now, rush to that page. Rush, 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 rush. How fast can you get to it? 372, 372. 372, raise your hand when you get there. Raise your hand. Who's at 370? I'm not there yet. Hang on, I can't look. Oh, so stressful. And we're not getting tested on this. Okay. This is probably one of the most important documents in this country's history. And it starts when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another. Does anybody know what that means? No, because you guys are third graders. But if you keep studying, you're going to know what that means. And I'll tell you what it means in a nutshell. It means we got sick of this king who kept trying to tax us and live in our houses and do all kinds of bad stuff and search our people. And we said when it becomes necessary to dissolve those bands, those shackles, those things, and eliminate them, we want to raise and make our own country. We want our own government. That's why, guys, this document is so important. It was signed in 1776 when we created this country. And this was the Declaration of what? Independence. That's right, when we became independent from the nasty old King of England. That's what this document is so important. So let's talk about some other stuff. Who can tell me what is probably the most important thing that's going to happen this year or ever in this country other than the Declaration of Independence? Who can tell me? Just yell it out. Obama! Woo! Now, folks, whether you like or you don't like Obama, whether you like him or don't like him, you got to love the fact that you can live in a country where a black man can become president. What that means is that anybody in this room can become president. In fact, anybody in this room can be a doctor, a lawyer, a real estate developer, or a teacher. And in fact, what you got to like about this election is we also had a female running for president, and that was Hillary Clinton. Now, she lost out to our friend Obama, but you also had a female running for vice president. Anybody know her name? Sarah Palin. That's exact. I don't think I heard a single boy yell out that name. But I heard about 20 women yelling that out. And what that means, folks, is that when you guys are older, anybody in this room can be president. Who wants to be president?